We are in Lyon, France, and we are about to board the Riverside Ravel for a river cruise on the Rhône River. This is such a different experience than an ocean cruise because these are small ships. There's only 200 passengers on board-ish, 200 to 300 passengers. So you get off your transfer and you leave your luggage and they're like, we will take care of everything. We will take it to your suite for you. All you need is your passport to board the ship. So here we go. Thank you. And you're greeted with a glass of champagne. And it is noon, so they have this cute little lunch buffet set out for us. I don't know what hardly anything is here. And desserts. Oh, it all looks good and it smells so good. Oh my gosh, do you see what I see? These ships are so beautiful. This is my first time on Riverside, and I am very excited because this is a beautiful ship. Not my first river cruise, but this is going to be a great experience. What a whirlwind. So I am on this ship with a group of travel agents. So our host agency does this once a year where they bring us all together. And so getting on board, I know so many people and I'm stopping and talking. So sorry, I'm not really grabbing the full experience, but you will get it, I promise. So for check-in, it's so different than an ocean cruise. You just walk to the door, you show your passport, they check you in, your key card is in your cabin, so they walk you back and show you your suite and tell you how everything's gonna work. You know, we've got right here, they're like, just scan the QR code and you can talk to your butler, anything you need. You can set up a WhatsApp chat with your butler. It's so user-friendly because it is a small group of people. But I am in the cabin, so let me show you. I am traveling with a friend instead of my husband, so they made this into 2 beds for us. And I love these floor-to-ceiling windows. So as we are going down the river, we're gonna have a fabulous view. Also, this glass comes all the way down, so we can literally, it's a inside-outside balcony, which is awesome. What that does is give more space inside the cabin so you don't have a separate balcony. So this will come down and we can just stand right here and have the views and have the cool breeze coming in. I'm gonna absolutely love this. I will tell you, I love river cruising. This is my 3rd river cruise. If I had to choose between ocean cruising and river cruising, it would be river cruising every single time because of the intimate experience. You are on a small ship, you get to know people, you have a tour included every single day, which I absolutely love, and it is port intensive, so you're in a different city every day. And I love the slogan that a ocean cruise will take you to a country, a river cruise will take you through a country. So you really get experiences on a river cruise. Okay, back to the cabin. Okay, so we do have the beds. The decor is absolutely beautiful in here. They have protection on the bed right now for our suitcases. And then over here, we have the chair. There is a fold-out table. So actually you've got 2 chairs with a little fold-out table if you want a snack in your room. The TV, it is just, the decor is absolutely beautiful in here. Over here we have an ice bucket. This is for the tours. We have an earpiece and a quiet Vox to hear our tour guide. We have an in-room coffee machine. And then down here is a mini fridge. And it's got my Coke Zero in it. You have no idea how happy that makes me. And a bottle of water. And this slides out. And in here we have our coffee fixings and wine glasses and glass glasses. And then here's our coffee, tea, and sweetener. Actually, no tea, just coffee. And here is the bathroom. We have a small print bathroom in here, but you know what? This is all you need. Inside the shower, we have a rain head and a really nice adjustable wand, and then all your shampoo, conditioner, body wash is included as well. And we have a good makeup mirror blow dryer, and then over here we have hand wash and hand and body lotion. I love all the little touches. The closet has 2 full-length mirrors. Hi! And then inside we have very nice robes with slippers and plenty of storage. Okay, also very important is plugs. We have 4 European plugs right here. You can always, if you're coming to Europe, you definitely want to bring European adapters. There is 1 US plug and then 2 USBs. These are absolutely fantastic. We've got lots of plugs, and this is over here by the coffee machine. And then next to the bed, we also have a European plug and 2 USBs, so we will have plenty. Okay, it is lunchtime, so let's head to the dining room and have our first lunch on board.
Good afternoon, welcome to lunch, madam.
Here's the main dining room. A lot of tables for 2, so if you're not traveling with a group and you're just a couple, you can sit by yourself. It's set up as a buffet. I've never seen a buffet set up on a river cruise, and I love this. Desserts first. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Oh, wow. Oh, and that bread. You know that bread? Oh, look, it's a loaf, and you have a knife where you can cut your own bread.
Of course, with salami, because in France they really love this, this style.
Oh, the charcuterie board. Cheese. Wow. Selection of cheeses. Oh my gosh. Look at this. This is not like any buffet you've ever seen in your life. Sandwich of the day is a tuna melt. And then we have vegetables. A pasta station. Oh, look. So they have water boiling so they can reheat your pasta. Carving station, a lamb, turkey, and mahi-mahi. And then for soup, we have a creamy fennel soup. And this is a make your own salad station over here. And we have a coffee drink station. This is fantastic. And you can tell by the size in here, this is a small group of people because it's not a large buffet.
We'll have 3 different types of meat.
Fresh bread, roasted lamb, potatoes, vegetables, and a Mediterranean salad.
Galleries right
Fresh
there.
bread.
I feel like someone said it was a.
There's a cookie station.
I'm not really sure what they all are.
I don't know either, but they look yummy. And it's right here by the coffee and tea station. And now it is right at 2 o'clock and it is time for our tour. So we have our Vox Whispers and our earpiece, and we're meeting everyone here. And it is a part walking tour in this area, I think. And then they're gonna put us on a bus and I think take us to the ancient city. So fingers crossed we're actually going to the ancient city because I really wanna see that here in Lyon. Let's go. Oh, and before the day is over, I will show you the rest of the ship. I've just run out of time because it's like, hurry up, get on, eat lunch, and now it's time for a tour. Yay, the weather has changed. It was dreary and rainy when we got on the ship, and now the sun is out and it is glorious. It feels fantastic, just in time for our walking tour. So Lyon is 2 very different cities. There is the old ancient city and the new modern city. We are docked on the Rhône River and we're driving along it right now. And there are super modern buildings all along the river, and they're very strangely shaped. Very interesting. I've never seen anything like that before. Walking tours are fantastic, but you get so much information so fast. It's so hard to like come back to it. but this church is beautiful. I'm going to butcher the name, so I'm very sorry for you French-speaking people. This is the Basilica Notre Dame. Hold on. Okay, let's try this again. Basilica Notre Dame de Viviers. Oh, sorry if that's wrong. Anyway, this church was built for the Virgin Mary. And when we were driving in, you could see at the very, very top a golden statue of Virgin Mary. Also, all around you will see statues of lions. This is Lyon and it is represented by the lion. So you will see lions all over the city. Coming in, I saw some lion murals. I wish I had a chance to get a shot of them, but we were on a bus. And there's a big stone lion in front of the basilica, and then the doors have lions on them, and you touch their nose for good luck as you enter the church and as you come out of the church. So we just have a few minutes of free time to kind of wander around. There's a bathroom, and she said we won't get another one, so we're gonna go do that. There's a gift shop. There's a beautiful overlook of the city, so we have 15 minutes. So this is a model of Lyon, and it's very interesting to see it from this angle. So you've got the Saône River here, the Rhône River, and you can see the convergence of the two. We are currently in this area here. So here's the Basilica. This is the ancient Roman city. And this is called the hill that prays. This is called the hill that works. And then this is the old city, which we're about to go into. Right here, literally, gift shop, bathroom, city overlook. There's Jay. Hey! Statue of the city, and here is the basilica. So you can see the old city down there, the Church of St. Jean. You can see the sun on part of the city over there. Absolutely beautiful. I love how the buildings all match, except for the very, very new ones. But you can see they're all kind of white or an off-white with orange roofs. It's just beautiful. Can I just say how much I love these trees? I don't know what kind of tree it is, but it's pretty. I'm a bit sad that we're not gonna see the ancient city. We did drive by it and there were some white tents kind of blocking our view, but we saw it for just a few minutes on the bus. This is an ancient Roman city. Lyon was founded in BC time. So I think she said like 121 BC. So this was one of the first Roman cities in this part of the world. It would have been really cool to go over there, but we have a short period of time. So we're seeing the Basilica. Then we're going to go into the Old Town. So this is a bouchon. The bouchon are the local restaurants. And anytime you see the word bouchon, that means they're serving the local Lyonese food. So we are at a praline shop. This is a special Lyonese treat. And the first thing she says, it's nothing like what you find in New Orleans. I'm from Louisiana. So I'm like, yay, praline. No, this is different. She said it's almond. It is sweet and it's covered in pink something. Let me get one. Okay, this is the praline. Let's try it. Oh, that's very hard. So it's a whole almond covered in a pink sticky paste. It's good. This bakery has the chocolate brioche and the praline brioche. And she said they're good for up to 5 days, but they never actually last that long because they taste so good. Can I just say that you can tell we're next to a bakery, and as soon as you walk in here, you smell that freshly baked bread. Oh. So here's the spiral staircase. It goes up here. And we're going from one building to another in these passageways. Because these buildings are so long, big long buildings, there are these walkways that we just went through called travels, and you just push through the door and walk through the building to get to the next street. Here's more signs. If it says Bouchon Lyonnaise, this one does, and this one down here says Bouchon Rouge. These are local restaurants. These are markers of the streets because a lot of people couldn't read, so they would put a statue to let people know the name of the street. Okay, we have free time now, so the earpiece can come out and we can wander on our own. We are in the area of Saint Jean, which is the old town, and there are 3 different sections and they're named based on their church. So we are in the area of Saint Jean, there is Saint George, and I can't remember the third one, sorry about that. So let's wander and see what we can find. I can tell you, I want to go back to that bakery and get one of those praline brioches. So I'm kind of sad that I'm not getting to see more of Lyon because it looks like a very cool city. So we made the decision to spend 24 hours in Paris before coming to Lyon. So we're short on time here. So we're not getting to eat in the bouchon, which I'm sad about. I kind of wish we had more time. But anyway, the bouchons are the local restaurants. The history here is that because there's 2 rivers, they decided to have annual markets, and they decided to have 4 annual markets to bring the people from all over Europe to Lyon. There's a heavy Italian influence here in the architecture because a lot of Italians decided to move here, especially the silk merchants. But the first restaurants were started because of these annual festivals, because all these people were coming in, they needed somewhere to stay and they needed somewhere to eat. So the restaurants were born. And that's why there's so many restaurants here in Lyon, and this is the gastronomy capital of France. By the way, I'm sure most of you know Paradis. They are here with us on this trip, so if you want a different view of how this river cruise is, go check out their videos. It's funny because the old town is very authentic, but there's also a lot of touristy stuff here. So there's candy shops, and there's like a little pirate candy store here with some crazy giant candies. Look at this. Pirates. Giant strawberry candies. That is such a fun vibe, and they're playing Halloween stuff. Halloween is over, still Halloween here. Just look at these streets, how beautiful. And I hate the rain, but it makes the cobblestones look so pretty. We know what this is for, don't we? A little thing drained down the middle of the road. It's just pretty now, but it didn't used to be. There is another bouchon, chez Mamie, but it says bouchon lyonnaise. Time is running short on our free time, 25 minutes. So we're gonna go get one of those giant praline pastries, brioche. It looked delicious. It smelled really, really good going past that bakery, boulangerie. So we're gonna go get one of those, and there's 4 of us, so we can split it. Yay, our friend Lynn bought a pastry, and she's, oh, look, she's letting us have some. Let's take a pinch.
Just breaking bread in the middle of France.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
Yes.
I love it. It feels like
Yay, I love, we're sharing with friends.
Seriously, take a whole bunch.
That's amazing. Lynn is awesome. She gave me more. It's hot, it's steaming, it's sweet, it's savory, it's delicious. You can taste all the butter in the bread, and then the sugar and the pink stuff coating the almonds. That is delicious. What do you think, Sarah?
it's so good. Oh. This one's really warm and it's steaming hot.
It is.
It's really, it's so good. Thank you, Lynn.
We're all sharing Lynn's bread. There is a little grocery store with fresh fruits outside. Being in the middle of France, they get a lot of the different fruits locally. So you can come here anytime and buy this, and there's like an actual little grocery store. Every morning, except for Mondays, there is a fresh market on the river. It's called the Saint-Antoine Market, and it's open from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. So all the locals go there and they get all of their produce and meats and fish and things like that. And I thought that was really neat. And it was on my list too of things that we're not going to get to do in Lyon. Oh well, we'll have to come back and do like a really in-depth visit to Lyon. I need my obligatory magnet in every place I visit, so I need to pick one for Lyon. Ooh, I kind of like the bouchon, but I didn't eat in a bouchon, so should I get that one? Or the cathedral? I did go to the cathedral, so that's fair. Maybe do that one. So there's a ton of magnets with these creepy little puppets. Okay, so since I went to this and it's got the name on it, that's the one I think I'm gonna go with. Okay, more creepy puppets. I need to know, if someone knows what the story is about these, please leave it down below, because I'm curious now. Okay, so I decided on this one because it's got the cathedral that we went to, and we stayed at the Pencil Hotel, which is on here. Creepy puppet. Yes. And that comes to an end of our free time, so back to the bus. But hey, it was fun. We got to see some of the city, and now I just know I want to come back. So we're back in the lounge. You come to the lounge when you get on the ship, and then you come back to the lounge for your safety drill. So it's very different than ocean cruising because you have to go to a muster point on an ocean cruise. Here, the ship's not that big, so everyone comes to one spot, which is the lounge here, and we will get our safety drill with a cocktail if you want. I just have Coke Zero, but you walk in, they say, would you like champagne? Would you like a cocktail? And so what a way to enjoy your muster drill. Oh, and P.S., we are in France, so that is real champagne, not sparkling wine. We are sailing away from Lyon. This is what's cool about river cruising, is you're literally going right through the middle of a city, and they're cooking dinner, and I can smell it, and it's amazing. And we're making a turn, like we're doing like this, so like our ship is turning around and we're up on the bow. So we were kind of going backwards and now we're turning so we can start going forwards. What's really cool about these is when you go under the bridges, because these ships are short for a reason, so they can go under the bridges. And sometimes you feel like, oh my God, I'm gonna hit. But what's really cool is we're on deck 3 right now. That is deck 4. They have literally taken everything off. Even the railings lay down. All the upper coverings have laid down so we can fit easily under the bridges, because when the water's high, your height goes up. So they have to fix that. I thought that was fascinating. Oh my gosh. I feel like I can stick my hand up and touch it. Whoa, look at the spinny thing. How close. Cool. So many bubbles. They literally come and give you a glass of champagne for the safety drill. Okay, so something interesting in France, they like crunchy beans. So these are crunchy beans. Literally, what that means is they're not really cooked. They're just like parboiled or something. So this mix is different beans, black beans, lima beans, and cranberries. Interesting combination. Okay, this is different, so I'm gonna black bean. That tasted burnt. That tasted burnt too. Cranberry. I like the cranberries.
For 16 years now, and my third season on board of cruise ship. I want to explain you why I prefer the situation on board, and of course, very important, the meeting point. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Yep, seriously. Safety drill. Cheers. Yep, how cool is that to do a official cheers after a muster drill? Tonight for dinner, we have for an appetizer, asparagus with cream. Next course is a potato and leek soup, absolutely delicious. Followed by a sea bass with vegetables and lemon. Ugh, look at that lemon squeezer. I've never seen one of those before. And finally, a filled cream puff for dessert. And we are in the first of many locks. So look, our ship is going down below ground level. So just on the Rhône River, this one area that we're in, I think we're gonna go through 14 locks. So they can happen day, they can happen night. Sometimes you'll be in your bed and you'll hear like a and it's, that you're going down or up depending, because they control the river levels. So this city may have a higher level than the next city, and so the lock is what controls the different river levels. So we are going down, so that means once the lock opens, the river level is lower on that side. This is interesting. We floated down the river from Lyon to Vienne, and we're here already. it's 9 o'clock at night and we are here. Now, our tours don't start until 9 o'clock in the morning. But what they told us is Vienne is actually on that side of the river and we're in St. Colombe on the other side, because this is the quiet side. The main road runs right by the river, and they said we wouldn't get a good night's sleep if we were over there. So we're docked over here, but we're literally docked. Like, look, I can walk off the ship if I want to. There's like literally, look, hold on. I'm actually off the ship. I'm on a little walkway right here. So this is neat. Look, here's our ship. Here's a walkway, and here is St. Colombe, and the weather's great. It's cool. There's a slight sprinkle, but nothing like to bother you. And they said it's gonna be good weather tomorrow. No rain like we had today in Lyon, so like that. And this is the other side where you can actually see Vienne. And tomorrow morning, we're just gonna float to the other side of the river. Oh my gosh. That's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna have to zoom in on that. Look on the top of the hill right there, and then the top of the hill over here. So you've got like a church here, and that looks like an old ruin, maybe an old castle or something like that. Let me do a little research and I'll be right back. Well, my Googling skills are not working right now. I put in castle in Vienne and it's pulling up things that are not that. So I don't know what it is, but I'm sure I will find out tomorrow during our walking tour, because I think we're going up the hill. So we're either going up that hill or we're going up that hill one. So we will find out. But anyway, it's a beautiful city. And I am glad we're on this side of the river because I can hear the traffic over there. So that was very nice of them to dock us on this side so we cannot hear the traffic. So tomorrow we are going to take you into Vienne, and we are leaving Vienne at 1 p.m. So we'll be back on the ship then. And then I will go and take you around and do a ship tour and show you how absolutely beautiful the Ravel is. Okay, see you tomorrow. We survived our very scary train ride up the very winding, very narrow streets of Vienne. So we are at the top of the hill. This is Mount Pipet, P-I-P-E-T, but pronounced Pipet. And we have the most amazing view. So we've got all of the city of Vienne below us. You can see the bends in the Rhône River, and directly below us is a Roman amphitheater that was built in 1 AD. So that is over a 2,000-year-old Roman amphitheater. The church, I don't have the date on that yet, and then you can look directly across and see the castle ruins that we were able to see from the ship last night, and they light them up at night. It was so beautiful. No rain in the forecast. It's overcast, but it's supposed to clear, so it should be a good day. So we are doing part of the tour on the little choo-choo train, or the city tram, and then part of it will be a walking tour. Okay, I have some names for you. This church is Notre Dame de Pipet, and the castle ruins are de Bastille. Bastille? I think I'm saying that right. Okay, our tour guide's moving. She said these are unusual to have 3 statues in one place. This is the Virgin Mary represented praying, the Virgin Mary who appeared to 2 children here in this region, and the Virgin Mary crying. This church was built in 1873. Let me tell you, even if you're not religious, when you come to places like this and you see these old churches, go take a look at them. They are absolutely stunning. The architecture is beautiful, the decor inside, the representation of, of Christ, of our Virgin Mary, of the saints. It's just beautiful, and something that you need to see for history, if nothing else. I just love coming in churches. I hope we get to go to the castle ruins. I don't think we are, but man, that would be cool. Back on the choo-choo train. There's the castle off in the distance. One more view from up here. So beautiful. Let's get back on the train. Now we're saying goodbye to our little train, and the walking tour begins, and we're going to walk all the way back to the ship. So this was the original hospital of Vienne. And we are getting to see the Roman ruins over here. I love finding out the history of different places. So the original hospital in Vienne was in this area, and the hospital started becoming run down and damaged, and they're like, well, let's just tear it down. And when they tore it down, the ruins were underneath it. So they had not documented that a hospital was built over these ruins. And then these big arches were actually like the main like support of the hospital. So now they're doing all of the excavation in this area. This all dates back to Roman times. And the excavation is still continuing, but it's just beautiful how they have it now to where you can see part of the Roman ruins, and then you've got grass in this area. You know, they would say Roman houses were back here, and you can see where the roads were and how they got through. And now we're gonna go see a little bit more. Beautiful. Oh, and the tour is leaving, and we're going to see a Roman temple. Wow, there is a Roman temple right in the city center. So there are only 2 Roman temples left in all of France, and this is one of them. This is what the temple would have looked like in Roman times, painted blue and yellow and red. And then as of 6 AD, it became a church. So this Roman temple dates back to 20 BC. So it's 21 centuries old. And it became a church in 6 AD and was a church until the French Revolution. Then it became a museum because museums were protected, and now it is just the ruins. This is the neatest city because it is literally built around these Roman ruins, and you've got like, it's just like here and there, you'll just find little pieces of it, and then you have a modern day city around it. Well, I say modern day city. I mean, these buildings are not new. These buildings are probably all from like the 16th, 17th century. So this cathedral was started at the beginning of the 12th century and was completed in the 1530s. So these cathedrals are big and grand, and they take a long time to build. But when they're completed, they are well built and will last a very long time. There are some areas of the church where you can really see how old it is. The stained glass in here is absolutely stunning. There is a history of Knights Templar in this church, and there is a cross on the floor, and we're not sure, but they think there are important documents buried under there, but they don't want to disturb the floor of the cathedral to see what's underneath. The stained glass is stunning in this cathedral, and we're very lucky the sun is coming in, and some of the stained glass is just lit up by the sun. Also, much of the stained glass in this cathedral is newer because during the French Revolution, the church, the religious people, and the revolutionaries were not in agreement, so a lot of the churches were destroyed, or parts of the churches were destroyed, and stained glass has a lot of lead in it. Lead had value, so they would come in, loot the churches, destroy the stained glass to get the lead out of them. Also, the religious books were burned at the time, so they could not recreate the stained glass exactly like it was before the revolution. That's very sad. So our tour is officially over. The sun has come out, the sky is blue. We are walking along the river back to our ship. But we do have some free time, so if we want to wander back into the city, we can, which I think I will. Wandering out for a bit. We have about an hour until all aboard, and I can't be in France and not go to a bakery. So today's a Monday, and we found out that all the shops are closed on Sundays and Mondays around here. So no shopping, which is fine, but the bakeries are open. So I looked, and the nearest bakery is a 9-minute walk from our ship, and it's actually across the river in Saint-Colombe, but it is open. So gonna go hit up a bakery and of course get some French bread. Right there is where we were docked last night, because we could look over to Vienne and see the castle ruins and the church up on the hill. And now we are docked right there on the Vienne side. Look at that old car, how stinking cute that is. An old car in front of an old building. I just spent a little over 10 euros and got 4 things. I'm so excited for this. We're gonna take it back to the ship and this is gonna be my lunch. I cannot think of a better place to have lunch. I am up on the top deck of the Riverside Ravel. I have my giant bag from the bakery. And let me just show you everything. First off, a giant baguette. Look at this. 110 euros for this. They didn't have any butter in the bakery, so I'm gonna get some on the ship. So I'm gonna save that for a little bit later. I have a so flaky pain au chocolat, like 130 euro for that. This is the main part of my lunch, which is a cheese quiche, and they warmed it up for me, so that's what I'm gonna eat first. And then for dessert, oh my gosh, look at this. It is a meringue covered in praline. This thing is as big as my head. This was 350 euros. Altogether, the quiche was like 440. I spent very little money on this lunch. This is all authentic French food, so I'm crazy excited about this. Okay, so let's try this quiche. That is delicious. The crust is just like perfect pastry. The egg isn't overpowering, and then the cheese is mixed in with the egg. I love French food. So I'm still on the upper deck of the ship, but moved to a different spot because we're gonna be sailing soon, so they have to lower the area I was sitting in. But this is a better view. So I've got this comfortable sling chair, and let me show you my view. So here's my chair, and this is what I'm looking at. So I've got the river, and then look across, especially over here. Look at those houses, how absolutely adorable. I am just loving this so much. I stopped at the bar on the ship and got me a Coke Zero, and just enjoyed my quiche, and it was delicious. I haven't even dug into everything else yet. The bread is definitely gonna be saved for later because that'll keep, and I need some butter, and I know there's some butter downstairs. But I think it's time to try the pain au chocolat. Look at that. It smells so good. Oh, okay. Let's see how many crumbs I can get on me. So good. So the dough is flaky and buttery, and then the chocolate in there, it's almost like a semi-sweet dark chocolate, but it's really good. And the combination, like, you don't think bread and chocolate go together. Yes, they do. They absolutely do when it's the right kind of bread. Okay, I'm covered in crumbs. They are all over me. And of course, I'm wearing a black shirt, so the crumbs are just sticking out. I only ate half of that. I'm so full. We'll be setting sail very shortly, going to our next destination. So, yeah, I guess it's time to show you around the ship. Well, since I'm already up on deck 4, which is the top deck of the ship, let's start here. Talk about perfect timing. So I was able to show you the top deck right before they started shutting it down because we're leaving. And I got to see the bar go down. So looking at it, I'm like, yeah, there's this bar has to go down, and I got to watch it. So that was perfect timing. All right, let's go do the rest of the ship. Okay, deck 3 at the front of the ship is the lounge. This is the Palm Court Lounge. Every evening there's activities in here, entertainment, pre-dinner cocktails, etc., etc. We do have the piano for entertainment. I think we have a musician tonight. And there is a glass roof in here, so you get the natural light in. Right outside the lounge is the bistro. So a light lunch and a light breakfast is served in here. And I love that because we're in France, you're gonna have a cheese board and a charcuterie at every meal. And of course, there is a bar for drinks and desserts. Look at this. We've got macarons, pistachio cake, and then look at this Black Forest cake. Is that not like the best thing you've ever seen with chocolate macarons on top? And then also eclairs. Ugh. And there is a bubble waffle station. Look at that. Haven't had one of these yet. And then also an ice cream station. If you are here with a group or need meeting space, there is the vintage room. And I believe they do special like wine tastings, mixology classes, etc. in here. And look at the view. Ah. And also on deck 3 are the doors where you get on and off the ship. This is the Riverside right now, and the gangway is on the other side. And I love that they have umbrellas. So if it is raining and you're venturing out, you just grab an umbrella on your way out. And here's the gangway right now. So we are still in port in Vienne. Okay, now as you walk around, we're gonna go towards the cabins. So you can see the very long hull. This is called a long ship or a longboat. And you can see why. They're short, but they're extremely long. Our cabin is on this deck, but I'm gonna show you what's at the back. Okay, all the way at the end of the hall on deck 3, I'm gonna go out this door and then out this door. And there's an indoor swimming pool. And they have some towels out here, water to drink, and then down here, cold towels and cold bottled water. And that appears to be a fireplace that's not on. How cool is that? And then keep going. And you're on the back deck. Okay, we are back to the center, and this is where we're gonna go down to deck 2. There is a spiral staircase or an elevator if needed. And on deck 2, we have reception here and a snack station. And I love this. There are always cookies and fruit, day and night right here, plus a self-service coffee and tea station. And here is the dining room. So you can come in here for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. There are tables of 2, or there are tables for groups. And then at the end of the dining room is the small buffet that is open for breakfast and lunch. Ooh, flickery lights. There we go. And today is a pumpkin cream soup. Have roasted chicken. The food is very good too. Do not let the fact that it's a buffet confuse you. This is excellent food. The bread and the pasta is made fresh every day. So the bread, well, it's made overnight. So you've got fresh bread and fresh pasta every day. I love that. Also, there is a croissant bread pudding, and I am not going to walk away from trying a croissant bread pudding. So let's see how this is. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's delicious. Okay, let's go see what's down on deck 1. Okay, deck 1, Harmony Deck, guest laundry, fitness center, and spa. Okay, here's the guest laundry. Okay, you got 2 washers and dryers. Everything is complimentary in here, even the detergent. And then there is an ironing board. So if you need to iron something that got all wrinkly in your suitcase, you can do that down here too. The fitness center. I am so not dressed to be in a fitness center. It is small and compact. But what do we have in here? Let's see, we've got medicine balls, stretching bands, upright bike, recumbent bike, weights, and these are the little weights. So they start at 2 pounds and go up to 20 pounds. Weight bench, rowing machine. Then you've got your like yoga mats and stretching mats, and then here are the heavier dumbbells. So really, I mean, you could really probably only have about 2, maybe 3 people in here at a time, but it's got a decent amount of equipment for as small of a gym as it is. And the spa. So the spa is 1 treatment room, and it is vacant right now, so I can come in it, so you can get a massage on board. And that is the ship. It does not take long to see it. It's very compact, but it's got everything you need on board. And I love that it's a small, intimate experience. So different than ocean cruises where you've got literally thousands of passengers. Here you've got 150 passengers. Very different experience. So we are sailing down the Rhone right now. So you know what? I was saying, like, I wish we were just sailing at night and we'd have more time in the cities. But honestly, the sailing is beautiful. I am so enjoying. I'm in the cabin right now, getting a little work done, calling and talking to Jason, and just looking out this window because we're in wine country, and the hills are covered in vineyards, and you can tell there's different types of grapes out there because the leaves are all different colors. But let me show you what this cabin does. Okay, so I'm gonna push this button and watch what's happening. The entire wall is coming down. Oh, I don't have to hold the button. It's just doing it. Look at that. It's like a balcony inside. And enjoy the breeze. Enjoy the view. Good morning from Riverside Ravel as we are floating on the Rhône River. Today we are in Tain-l'Hermitage, and today we're going to go see a medieval castle and have some wine. This morning it is very foggy, like I can't even really see the town out there, and it's cold, so I needed my bigger jacket. I thought I was good, walked outside, I'm like, nope, I needed my bigger jacket and my gloves. It is quite chilly this morning. So we docked on one side of the river at Tain-l'Hermitage, and we've crossed the river to Tournon, and this is where the castle is. This is a medieval castle. It's right on the river, and the city has been built around it. The castle is built on the granite that was already here, which made a very solid foundation. And the only way inside this castle is stairs. So be prepared to climb quite a few stairs. So So the rooms have changed over the 1,000 years this castle has been here. Like I said, it was started in the 11th century. We're in the 21st century, so this castle is 1,000 years old. So the rooms have been repurposed, changed, and what we're seeing today is from the 16th century, which was the golden age of this castle. So there are many castles in this area, and some hold more importance than others. And she said this was actually a very important castle because of the location. The king would actually come and stop here on his travels very often. So the lords of this area, the lords of this castle, you know, a portrait of one of them right here, were very important in the aristocracy of the time. This is a model of one of the first suspension bridges that was ever built, and it was here on the Rhône River. And during World War II, they were bombing the bridges to keep the German army on one side of the Rhone and not allowing them to get on the other. But they preserved this one best they could because it was one of the first suspension bridges. Oh, it's foggy and beautiful. The fog gives it a mysterious atmosphere. And we are in wine country. Those are vineyards up on the hill. And I don't know if you can see the tower, but that is the statue of the Virgin Mary. And on the hillside back there, you can see a medieval wall. It's just what's left of that structure. The fog is clearing and we can see. So that tower that was completely covered by fog earlier is in glorious sunshine now. And then looking on the other side of the river, there's a small chapel up on the hill, and the fog is almost cleared enough for us to see it. We are back in the courtyard where we started, and no tour would be complete without a wine tasting from the region. So we're heading to the tasting room now. We hope you're enjoying this video. If you are, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos to come. By the way, did you know that I'm also a travel agent? Let me help you book a trip just like this one, or any trip you would like. Just click the link in the pinned comment. First tasting white wine. Smells, I don't know wines. Let's taste it though. That is not sweet at all. It's not bad though. First wine is a Saint Péré white wine, dry. It doesn't taste super dry to me. It is put in oak barrels for up to 8 months to get that oak flavor, which gives it a slight bitterness.
And we are going on the other side of the Rhône River. Here we have a Cloister, white Cloister, which is also 100% Marsanne.
Okay, first you smell, then you swirl, then you smell again, because when you swirl, it releases some of the aromatics.
Which is here, but it's not as striking as
That's not good for me. Okay, our red wine is Saint-Joseph, is the grape.
Saint-Joseph.
Second red wine, so we're getting 4 tastings here. Red is not my favorite, so I don't appreciate these as much as someone who actually likes reds. Ooh, that's strong. So this is called the Hermitage. This is the second red. I think I enjoy tasting these just kind of for what it is, but
This will be our last.
I love that there is a grapevine outside of the tasting room. Even if you're not a big wine drinker, do a wine tasting. They're very informative. Of course, I did not record everything she was saying because y'all would get bored with that. But in person, it's extremely interesting to learn about the different grapes, about the different regions, about if you are, growing one grape on one side of the river and then you grow the same grape on the other side of the river, it's going to taste different because the minerals in the soil are different. Sun may hit it differently from one northern region to a southern region. The rain affects it. Everything affects the way a grape tastes when it's made into wine. So that was just completely fascinating. Did I like the wines? These particular ones, I did not. They were, the whites were dry, and I like a sweet white, and the reds are red, and I just don't like red wine. But because the pedestrian bridge is under construction, we do have to take a bus back to the other side of the river, or we would have time to explore on this side of Rhône on our own. But we're gonna go back to Tain-l'Hermitage. Sorry if I'm butchering these names. My French is not great. I took 2 years of French in high school and remember nothing. Who's with me here? But I just want to walk around this adorable town. And she said that the other side of the river has more tourism and this side has more charm, and I 100% believe that. I really like these floor-to-ceiling windows that go down instead of having a true balcony, because you've got more space in the cabin. And I've just been sitting in here with the window down, enjoying the views out here, and as the phone rings, he goes, "Excuse me, would you mind putting your window up while we go through the locks?" So if you leave your room, you have to put your window up. But that was kind of cool, because I'm just sitting here and I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. And now the window's gone up and we get to go through the locks, which I love going through locks. I think it's a neat thing. You know, you go in and either your ship goes up or down depending. So we are heading toward the locks now. Okay, we started way up there and we're about to come out here. We are coming out of the lock, and there is another ship that's waiting their turn to go the other direction. So it's about 4 p.m. We are sailing down the river, and we have the entire afternoon and evening because we were sailing all day, and we will arrive at our port late tonight, spend the overnight in the port, and then we have activities tomorrow. So it's free time. I can hang out in here and enjoy the view, but the view's about to change. So I think I'm gonna go just wander the ship. There's always food out. I could go to the gym, which I don't think I'm gonna do right now. There's the swimming pool, which is right behind me. Literally, I'm like 3 cabins away from the swimming pool. Or just go to the lounge, which is where probably most people are, just kind of hanging out. And you know what? I could actually work a little bit, which is probably what's gonna happen. I'm probably gonna take my laptop to the lounge and get a little work done. But I truly enjoy river cruising. This is a fantastic experience. Tonight for dinner, we start with a cucumber and tomato tartare, followed by a beef with wine reduction sauce with vegetables, and for dessert, a deconstructed apple pie with ice cream. We are in the gorges of Ardeche, and this is a natural preserve. It is a glorious day in November, and our guide said, we're the only people here because most people come and hike in the summer. So we're the only crazies that are here in November. But I cannot tell you how beautiful it is. And I think the weather's spectacular. I don't mind a little bit of cool weather, just dress appropriately for it. I've got on fleece lined tights underneath my pants. I've got on a jacket. I've got gloves if needed. This is spectacular. What a way to spend a day. Look how beautiful this is. Okay, let's be for real for a second. This is gorgeous. I'm having a great time. But they said it is mostly flat. Literally, Sarah was concerned about this. We went and talked to the guy at who works for Riverside. He's like, oh yeah, people with mobility issues can do it. It's fine. You'll be fine. Some of it's kind of terrifying. But look at this landscape. And some of us have broken off from the group to take pictures down by the water. It's absolutely stunning. Kind of terrifying hike at some points, but totally worth it. Okay, now we gotta like move fast to catch up with our group. I'm having the best time. At least this is the easy part of the trail that we're having to move quickly on. And this is where the locals come swim in the summer.
I'm so excited.
So beautiful. This does not look flat to me. Mostly flat in my butt. So there's a cave system in here. All up in this area are tons of caves. It's very dark in here. And it gets very small in the back. Very small, very narrow. Oh my goodness. Look at this. If I didn't have a flashlight on, I couldn't see. And it keeps going, but I'm not going to go any further. But how cool is this? This spot is absolutely stunning. Oh my gosh. So we're in the bend of the river. And so you've got just the gorge all around us. We're on kind of a little rock scramble right here. She said during the summer, people come and swim down in this area. And also, so we're on this tour with Riverside. During the warmer months, you can kayak on the river instead of hiking. So, but I'm so glad we chose this. There were other excursions to choose from, and getting out in nature, you know, I love the cultural excursions, but this is something special. So our guide is showing us the plants up here that are edible, and this is natural medicinal, and the smell is incredible. Oh, it just smells so earthy and it smells like a really strong tea. It definitely has like a medicine smell to it. It smells really good. Trail markers. We're walking back the other direction now. So what was treacherous going up is now treacherous going down, and vice versa. Great hike, absolutely great hike. Kind of terrifying in places, but you know, nature built this, not man. Such a fun day. Just absolutely stunning too. Love this. It has warmed up significantly. Jackets have come off. Everyone's getting quite warm. These fleece lined tights are, you know, they were great when it was freezing this morning, but now they're a bit warm. And the locals are coming out. So the trail, I've seen quite a few locals on the trail. They weren't here as early as we were, but they're coming in as we're coming out. And I even saw a couple with a baby strapped to them. So, I mean, more power to them. I don't think I could do that. Whew, some of these were a little on the sketchy side for me. Our guide's telling us that where we are, we're in the southern part of the Rhone Valley, so we're getting close to the Mediterranean. So this area has a more Mediterranean climate, and these trees will stay green all winter long. They will not lose their leaves. It doesn't get super cold here. I mean, it was a little chilly this morning, but not like cold. So you can come out here in the winter, in January, and still have this beautiful view. Well, that is a wrap for our hike. This was a natural preserve, so there's parking only on one end, and we have gotten back to the parking area. I think we hiked about 0.7 miles in and then that amount back out, but dang, it felt like more than that because of the inclines and the uneven surfaces, and then stopping and getting information from the tour guide and being able to take pictures. This was a very enjoyable experience. So we're gonna get back on the bus. We've got about a 40-minute drive back to the ship. We are in Viviers, France. We did not get to go into the town because of the hike, and we're about to set sail for our next port of call. But just driving by and seeing, it's a small town, but it's got a beautiful castle in it. I wish we would have had time to go into the town. It's a quick-paced itinerary. It's like you're here, and then this afternoon we're going to be sailing, and then tonight we're going to be in another place. So that is what's different about river cruising, is that you can visit 2 different cities in one day. Okay, let's see how this French pizza is. That's amazing. There are beignets. Oh my gosh, I've never had a beignet in France before. So I'm from Louisiana. I've been to New Orleans many times, so I'm very excited to see actual beignets in France. They're shaped different. You know, beignets in New Orleans are square. These are round. Let's see how much powdered sugar I can get on me. So they're thicker and more dense than a New Orleans beignet, but equally delicious. I mean, if you coat anything in powdered sugar, it's going to be pretty darn good. Fried dough, powdered sugar, yes please. So we have a few hours of free time. Lunch has been served. Oh, thank you so much. And I have grabbed my laptop, come to the lounge. I have the lounge completely to myself right now. Well, more are coming in now. But what I'm gonna work. I mean, I can't ask for a better office than this, right? There's snacks if I want snacks. There's beverages if I want beverages. There's an amazing view out this window. There's good Wi-Fi, and I can get a little work done. But we are sailing right now. We're gonna be sailing for a while. We are gonna have a special food and wine experience from 3 to 4:30. And then tonight we will be in Châteauneuf-du-Pape, and we will have a signature wine experience. So today is very going to be wine focused. So work now, wine later. This is a great view of the castle up on the hill. And then we are going under the bridge, and we're coming up on the gorge up here. Gorgeous area. Gorges are gorgeous. So we got a little history of the area on our bus tour, not bus tour, but our bus ride. So up on the top of that hill is a very tall statue. It looks small from here, but it's 7 times the height of a human. And the reason it's up there is during World War II, they were trying to keep the Germans in one area on one side of the Rhône River. So the resistance came through and bombed all the bridges so the Germans couldn't cross. Well, Viviers has a beautiful castle, you know, some areas, there's the gorge, things that did not need to be damaged. So instead of dropping bombs, they just carefully exploded the bridges, and this area stayed safe. The Germans were pushed out, and because of that, the statue was put up on the top of the hill to overlook Viviers. Beautiful area. Now it's time for our onboard wine tasting.
I will try to make you discover our wines and some local products, and I will try to make you feel the wine.
Snacks that go with the wines. I'm sure she will tell us what we're supposed to eat with what.
It
Okay.
doesn't smell like grapes anymore.
You smell. You swish.
You smell grapes?
I smell grapes.
Yes. So you have yellow fruits like apricots, peaches, pear.
Yeah, definitely very fruity,
Have
floral. This one's not bad. I wonder what we're supposed to eat with it. I'm not eating the pate.
Vigne smells like honey.
You said it smells like honey or acacia trees.
For sour.
I'm gonna take her word for it. This is a good wine. You guys know, I'm not sophisticated on wines. I just know if it tastes good or not to me. This one gets Elise's approval. Okay, so interesting. She said in a wine tasting, you either have sweet wines or you have dry wines. And what we're talking about in dry is that it's sour or bitter tasting. And this is a dry. I typically don't like dries, but this is a good dry wine. So this is an interesting wine tasting. So the one we did yesterday did not come with snacks. Okay, with the snacks is pairing. So basically she's telling us for a dry wine, it creates acid, what makes you thirsty, makes you salivate. And a good pairing to go with that is either something sweet to offset the acidity or something fat. So what she's given us is truffle butter. So let's see. I just ate something sweet. So let me take a sip of the wine.
The black truffle, the
and then try truffle butter.
The most expensive is the white truffle from Alba. It's the black truffle, this one.
That actually pairs very well. Okay, so she also said that this wine pairs good with goat cheese. So this is the size of the goat cheese that she gave us, and it's got a thick rind on it. So I've done surgery on mine and pulled out just the middle. Okay, so sip of wine. It's very goaty. It definitely takes the acidity away. So yeah, the dry white does pair good with like the truffle butter, the goat cheese. Actually, I don't mind that goat cheese. It's not bad at all. Tonight is a signature event. We are in Châteauneuf-du-Pape, and this is in the wine region. So we are getting off the ship in the evening, and we are going to a winery for a special signature wine tasting at the vineyard. I'm very excited about this. This is our second wine tasting of the day, and we just had a meal, so we have plenty of bread and carbs, and we're ready to go for the next one. We are here.
Santé. Cheers.
Santé. 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 Cheers. That's good. So that's a blend of wines. Very sweet, very good. Not too sweet. Okay, so he's saying put it in your mouth and kind of swirl it around a little bit. Like aerate it a little bit. And when you aerate it like that, it gives it a different flavor. And it does. You can bring out the fruits, and it doesn't. This is a semi-dry, is what he said, and I could tell it's not real sweet, but it's not super dry either. Now we get to try some cheese with it. Ooh, that one looks good. Because we went so in depth on the afternoon wine tasting, we're gonna just kind of skim over the rest. But basically, we've got 3 different wines, we've got music, we've got great company. We're sitting at a table in a beautiful, you know what I'm talking about. And now we've got some goat cheese to go with the wine to taste this. So that's delicious. This is a great experience. So this first is a special wine, Spruce Red. It's a blend of a new wine, a medium-aged wine, and an old wine that's 75 years old. The sommeliers are so interesting because we're learning like the more you swirl, the more flavors come out. You put it in your mouth and you just taste it. Then the next sip, you take it and you swish it. And this one has got black cherry, and then like it'll taste like jam, and then the more you swirl it, the faster you swirl it, the nutmeg and spices will come out. I probably can't taste any of those, but let's see. It's got a great flavor. So the third wine, second red, is a reserve. What that means is it's grown on the old vines. The vines are 75 years old or older, where the first wine we had was grown on the newer vines. So that makes it special. There's not as many of the old vines. So it makes it a reserve.
And again, juicy, because again, if you aerate oxygen,
so much wine over the last 2 days. Wine tasting yesterday at the chateau, and then wine tasting on board today, and then wine tasting at the vineyard tonight. And all of that was included. Those were all excursions, or tonight was a signature event. So much fun. Well, good morning from Provence, France. We are in the south of France right now. We actually docked our ship, the Riverside Ravel in Avignon, and we have taken our tour into L'Orange. That's where we are now, Orange. Sorry, my French is terrible. We are at a Roman theater. This was built 1 BC, and it is in fabulous condition. And you can tell that this is still used because there are modern day seat numbers on the seats. But everything you're seeing on this side does date back. The seats themselves look like they're a little bit more modern, but looking at this and looking at that statue is from the 1st century. So fascinating to see. And what's really cool about this tour too is they brought us in. We stopped at the Roman Arch, which is the entrance into the city. Then they brought us to the theater, and we have this, which we can walk around the theater and learn the history on our own, and then we have free time. So I love tours that are not super structured, and we can go as fast or as slow as we want. And he said, you know what, if you're not interested in the Roman theater, you have 2 hours in the town, just meet us back at the bus. So we're gonna wander around this beautiful theater for a while. If I had a singing voice, I would sing, because he said the acoustics are wonderful, but I don't. So you're not gonna have to hear that. Okay, now we're gonna put my balance to the test and climb up here without handrails. Camera away. I haven't made it all the way to the top yet, but look at this view. Ooh. Oh, wow. It is cool in here. It's like a little cave. Yeah, you can stop at any of these, put in the number, and then you get the tour or the information about this area. But look how cool these rooms are. They literally just like carved them out of the mountain. You know, you realize just how young our country, the United States, is, as far as structures, especially when you come somewhere like this and you see a building that is 2,000 years old, still standing. It's going nowhere. It was very well built. And not only the structure, but the history of the area. It's very, very cool. You hear someone was kind of stomping their feet. And I mean, you're always going to be here with other people, but like I know the people here, so it's interesting like seeing how people are interacting with the sounds and everything around here. More stairs. Getting my steps in today. At the very, very top, walking along the wall, but as you can see, if you look above the wall, it's literally the side of the mountain. Oh, it's stunning. Because from up here, you can see the landscape out on either side of the building. We're having good weather right now. It's supposed to rain this afternoon, but as of right now, we are good. So Louis XIV came here, and he said this was the most beautiful wall in all of France. I'm curious what it looked like back then. Dee is heading all the way down, and she's gonna sing for us when she gets down there.
Yeah, we
ready. You can see how the town is just built around this old Roman theater, ancient Roman theater. Now we're gonna go explore the town a bit. That is after I make it down this terrifying staircase with no handrails. Eek, wish me luck. And then outside you do have these ruins that are all around the outer wall. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, the front doesn't look so impressive, but when you go inside, it definitely is. Roman Theater. The Roman Theater of Orange was built under the reign of Emperor Augustus at the dawn of the 1st century. It is the only Roman theater in Europe with a preserved monumental scene wall, 103 meters long and 37 meters high. The Roman Theater of Orange is listed as a national monument since 1862 and as a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1981. Time to wander and explore. I did not get coffee this morning, so I would kill for some coffee right now. Okay, I see cafes, so coffee. with sugar cubes.
Yeah, I love sugar cubes.
It's like a horse that you get sugar
I
cubes.
feel like Elisa's probably gonna need 3, so
This is probably one of the best cups of coffee I've ever had. Real milk, 4 sugar cubes, and look where we're sitting. We're sitting underneath an ancient Roman theater having coffee. Where else can you do that? I mean, you can't do this in the U.S. I got like the look that you can do this in Rome. I'm like, yes, I know. I mean, Europe. You can't do this in the U.S.
You know where else you can do that? Rome.
Smarty pants. This is the greatest window. They have like an entire village in the window. Oh, so cute. A nice leisurely coffee consumed, and we still have an hour of free time, so we're gonna go wander. Today's market day, so there's a huge market in town center, so maybe we can make it over there, but we're just gonna enjoy a walk. This is beautiful. And we've immediately hit the market, so it goes down that way and this way, and it sells everything. We've got jewelry, we've got clothes. I see perfume, makeup, a little bit of everything at this market. This is an authentic local market for locals. So most of the vendors don't speak English, which is fine. You know, we're in France. I don't expect people to speak English. But if we decide to buy something, then we have to figure out, you know, I guess we just pick it up, hand them a card or cash, and we'll kind of go from there. But this is fun just looking around, even if we don't buy anything. And then, of course, we have the fruits and vegetables. Ooh, I'm curious about the grapes. If these are the types of grapes they use to make wine, or if they are just eating grapes. I think these are just eating grapes. Oh, and there's a little cafe right in the middle. And yes, French people do wear berets. I've seen several of them. That's not just a myth. A chapeau. And there is even where you can buy your meats from here. So all the oh no, I see pastries. Oh my gosh, and you can tell this is popular because most of it is empty. And there's just a few, see, empty, just a few pastries left. This is so fun. Just wandering this market is like the best way to spend the day. Can you imagine being a local and coming here on market day and buying your fruits, buying your vegetables, buying your meats, coming over here, buying your spices? So I'm trying to figure out if there's a spice I can buy to take home with me. And if they take a card, because I have some euros, but not very many. And then I walk over and see pain au chocolat for €1 each, and there's not many left. They have donuts too, but pain au chocolat. Did you think I could walk by the pastries and not get one? It would be better if it was warm, but it's still good. Oh my God, do you see that melty brie? Oh, yum. So I'm so curious at how big this is, because it is massive. If this is a once a week kind of market, or if it's once a month kind of market, because it's got to take a lot of work to set this up and tear it down. But what a cool experience to come here. Today's a Thursday. So it's not even the weekend. Like, you would think something like this would be happening on a weekend, but it's Thursday. And we have made it back to the theater, which is our meeting point on a very busy street. So that is a wrap of the tour this morning. We have another one in Avignon this afternoon. But how cool is this? So we got some history about the Roman theater, and then we got to wander the city on our own and talk about culture when you find a local market. So that was awesome. Great morning. And yeah, the bus will be back shortly to take us back to the ship. And I think we can either have lunch on the ship or we can wander into the city for lunch. Well, the pain au chocolat at the market was a little on the disappointing side because it was cold. So found an actual bakery, a patisserie, and got this. Perfection. Something that is unique to river cruising is that sometimes the ships dock next to each other on the river, which means you walk through a ship to get to your ship, and that is the case here. We are docked next to a Viking ship, but we are on the other side. So we're about to walk through this Viking ship to get back to our Riverside Ravel. So we are back on board Riverside Ravel, and it is a glorious day right now. So the upper deck is open for lunch, and the four of us are the only ones up here enjoying this. So yes, you can go downstairs and have lunch in the regular restaurant, or you can come up here in the sunshine, which is what we're doing. Now, there were, I think, 3 tours today. We did the 4-hour tour to Orange. And then there was a 6-hour tour somewhere else, and maybe an e-bike tour. I'm not 100% sure. I just know what we did. So there's not a lot of people on board. So excited to be up here, because when we came the other day, it was packed. Like, everybody was up here. Everybody was ordering lunch. So I think we're probably going to be the first ones to have our lunch order in. Busy, busy day. It is time for tour number 2, and this is a walking tour of Avignon. My hair is in my face. Double espresso latte in hand, and off we go. Now, the weather is going to turn. Rain is predicted, so we all have umbrellas on hand. And it is 2:45. The walking tour is 2 hours, and then we should have some free time and literally ship town. So we are walking into the walled city of Avignon. We have a local tour guide with us to find out all of the interesting facts about Avignon. We opted out of Palace of the Popes, so there is a 3-hour tour that includes Palace of the Popes, but you know, I think I'd rather see more of the town than that. So that's what we're doing. And what was interesting is we heard when we were going to L'Orange this morning is that the walled city of Avignon actually belonged to the Pope. It was not part of France, but on the other side of the river, that was the Kingdom of France. So a lot of Provence in this area belonged to the Pope, not this country. And it did not become part of France until the 1600s and 1700s. Yay, only one scary passage. Now we get to go under the road to get to the city. Oh, how impressive. So pretty. This is a waterproof door that we're walking through because occasionally the Rhone does overflow. We just heard a story of one of the French popes, Pope Jean, one of the Pope Jeans. Anyway, it was during conclave, and he was old. He was 72 years old. And he's like, you know what? Just elect me as Pope. I know everybody's ready to go home. Elect me as Pope. I'm old. I'm going to die anyway. It'll be fine. So they elected him Pope, and he lived until 88 years old. So he lied. It is so beautiful in here. So the wall on the outside is from the 14th century, but most of the buildings are from the 16th and 17th century. And it feels like a modern city within an old city, because all the upper floors are homes, but all of the lower is all businesses and a lot of shopping. Like, I'm seeing some beautiful French couture. So it's going to be fun when we have our free time just to wander around. And I love these walking tours for that. So you've got like an hour of information and then time to wander. Also, a lot of the inside of the walled city is pedestrian only. So I'm seeing some bikes come through, a handful of cars, but most of the walkways are only for pedestrians. So you feel nice and safe. Ooh, it's getting to be Christmas time. Cafe. I'm so excited right now. Andrea just ran in one of the supermarkets and bought us butter, like real French butter. We are walking towards the Palace of the Popes now. I mean, is bringing us by this one, and this is the Church of St. Pierre, which is, he said, is kind of a forgotten church because Palace of the Popes is the more famous, the more elaborate one. And it's blocked off where no one can go in it right now, but you can see up at the top the flags of Avignon and then the flag of the Pope. And this courtyard is just fantastic. You've got the church, but then you've got all the buildings around. They're all restaurants, residential. Could you imagine living inside the walled city? And it's very quiet. So a lot of cities we've been into, they're, you know, hustle bustle because of all the cars. There's very few cars. Most people are riding bicycles or electric scooters, a few motorcycles here and there. And he said it's actually relatively inexpensive to live inside the city because it's inconvenient. You can't have your car in here. You've got to park on the outside of the walled city. And he took us by real estate office and you could see what the rent was. And it's only about 700 euros a month to live in one of the apartments inside the walled city of Avignon. So he's bringing us to the back of the palace first. And he said, you'll see why. And you absolutely do. As soon as you come out of this alleyway and look up, you're like, wow, look at this. This is what you see when you turn the corner. This is the Palace of the Pope. It's incredible. And the Palace of the Pope dates back to the 14th century as well. And we're about to take a really cool looking alleyway through, we're at the back, and we're gonna go around the side to the front. So let me take a moment to look up from here. This is just absolutely stunning. And we've made it to the front of the Palace of the Popes. It's raining. But we knew it was gonna rain. We saw a big storm coming through, but we came prepared. We have umbrellas, so we're good. I love it. Our tour guide says, okay, that means it's free time now because the rain has come. So we are on our own. Wind and rain. It is a lovely day in the south of France. The wind is blowing. The rain is raining. The umbrellas are out. So the carousel here is one of the oldest carousels in all of France. No one's riding right now because of the rain. And it's really coming down now. Here is the town hall. Learned something interesting yesterday. Every town and city in France has a Hotel de Ville. And no, it's not Cruella's home. It's the town hall. So when you see Hotel de Ville, that means that's the town hall. It's a beautiful day. It is an absolute beautiful city. Oh, cool. We're about to go into completely pedestrian. I think this is the street we started on because he's walking those back to the ship that want to go back to the ship. Wind is fine. Rain is fine. Wind and rain are a challenge. My legs are soaked and it's cold, so I don't know how much longer I will be out wandering the city. You know, sometimes you just need to stay in your cabin and order room service. What? That is a chicken club sandwich with a pile of fries. And then look at all the condiments they bring you. And then look how he set my table up. What? Today is a very busy day of touring. I have a 4-hour tour in the morning, a 4-hour tour in the afternoon. So starting the day with the best coffee on the face of the earth. Literally, look at that. We are in Les Baux-de-Provence. We're in the south of France. It is Mediterranean climate down here. It is stunning today. She said that this area gets sunshine 300 days of the year. There's only 2 rainy months, March and October. We are here in November, so we are having good weather. And the leaves stay green, the plants stay green in this area. We've got a few trees that are showing the fall colors, but when you look around, everything is very green and lush. And she said you can come here in the middle of winter and it still looks like that. We are some of the few people in this town. So the shops will open up a little later. There was one or two that are open right now, but it's kind of early. And it's just like, where is everybody? But again, it's great coming here in the off season because less tourists, less people, and you can really see and experience a place. Inside the chapel tells the story of this area with the olive trees and the pilgrimage to Bethlehem. There's also a tribute to Van Gogh on the wall because he's from this area as well. There's a car. There's like 3 cars that are allowed in the city, and they're for business purposes or maintenance purposes. We saw some workers a little while ago that were doing some maintenance on the city, so that's the only reason cars are allowed in. Okay, let's go take a peek inside of St. Joseph's. It is silent inside, so no commentary. I think I found the cutest coffee shop on the face of the earth. Look at this. With this view. What? So the town right now is made up of shops, restaurants, and cafes. Only 16 people actually live in this town. 16 people. I don't think I've ever been somewhere with so few people who lived here. So the walled city is Chateau de Baux-de-Provence, and I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, and I apologize to all you French speakers. Interesting walkway. And here you can really see the walls of the walled city. And we're making our way to the top of that hill for the vantage point. Ooh, can we go all the way to the top of that? So we have about 15 more minutes of free time before meeting back up with our guide. So we can stay up here and see the vista views, or we can go back in town. So I think we're gonna go back into town and wander around a little bit. It's hard making that decision because these views are absolutely stunning and that town is like picturesque. So you gotta flip a coin and make a decision. Okay, it says entrance for Chateau de Beau. Oh, this area is all ruins. And there is a cemetery through here. So these are family crypts, very similar to how the burials are in New Orleans. One plot, multiple family members buried in one space. I've always been fascinated with old cemeteries, especially when they're so old that these stones are worn and you can't read the names or the dates anymore. It just shows their age. And it's just a quiet, beautiful place. So now we have a 10-minute walk and we're going to a cave where we're going to see a light show. So it's interesting when you read the descriptions of these tours, what grabs your attention, and the light show grabbed my attention. But that little town, absolutely amazing. This is incredible. Such a better experience than I even expected. This is hands down my favorite excursion that we've done so far on this cruise. The town, the cave, I'm speechless. This is stunning. We have an hour. I'm literally just standing here just in awe of how beautiful it is. So the first 30 minutes that we were in here, it was all Claude Monet. And that show ended and a new show has begun, and this is Henry Rousseau. And this has got some Harry Potter vibes going on in here. Some castles. It's got a very magical feel to it. That was such a great experience. And this entire tour was fantastic. I loved the little town. It's literally just a walking distance over here. We walked 10 minutes from the town up the hill to where the cave is. My favorite excursion so far. Unbelievably beautiful. That was a fantastic experience. I am enjoying this Rhone River cruise so much. I purposefully did not do a lot of research on the areas we're going to and picked the tours and wanted to be surprised. And I'm so glad I did, because just coming into it and learning something new that I didn't know about, didn't expect, fabulous experience. Now back on the bus, we go back to the ship, which is about 45 minutes away. We have a very quick lunch and another tour this afternoon. Let's go. We called an audible. The great thing about these river cruises is you are in these amazing towns. So we were supposed to do another afternoon excursion to some beautiful ramparts at a castle, but you know what? There's a town right here that we haven't been into yet. This is Arles, A-R-L-E-S. Arles, you're supposed to roll the R, and I can't physically do that. I'm trying. Arles, something like that. Anyway, beautiful town that we're gonna walk into, but we're right here next to this old bridge that was bombed during World War II. So they never rebuilt the bridge, but you can tell where it was. This is a Van Gogh town. This is where Van Gogh lived, where he painted, and the scene of Starry Night is right in this area as well. So get a little history of Van Gogh, get a little history of the Roman Empire that was in this area. Let's go walk. So you can see part of the walled city there, and we're walking along the river, and you can see pieces of the wall, and then pieces have been taken down. So there is an ancient Roman amphitheater here and an ancient Roman theater, two very different things. One was used for sport and one was used for show. So we're gonna go possibly see them both if we can find them both. So I'm looking at the maps, and it's like you come out of this alleyway and you take a right and you're gonna run pretty much smack into the Roman amphitheater. And yeah, look at this. Seriously, it's right there at the end of the road. A 2,000-year-old Roman amphitheater. So for 15 euros, we bought a ticket that has 6 ancient medieval monuments to discover. First one being the amphitheater. If you've seen the movie Gladiator, you know what this was for.
Lock your shields! Stay as one!
It's interesting to see what is remaining of the original stones, what's more modern stone, and then what's really modern, more scaffolding seating. So I wonder what types of events are held here now, because they definitely still use this amphitheater. You know, you have to wonder what kind of scary things happen down there. That leads underground. So you can see there's a walkway all the way around the amphitheater. And we're going to the other side of the amphitheater where the Roman theater is located. We are approaching the ancient Roman theater, and you can start to see the outer walls and the ruins around them. There's the Roman amphitheater, and here's the theater. Okay, we are inside the theater now, and this one feels more like a ruin. The actual theater part is right there, but the wall has come down. You can see there's just columns left of the wall. So the acoustics are not going to be like they were back in Roman times. So this was used for a different type of entertainment than the amphitheater. The amphitheater was all about sport, gladiators, very masculine. This was more about singing and beauty, and they're right next to each other. That's what's interesting. But I'm standing on the stage right now. I wish I could sing. If I would project my voice. One of the columns of the wall still remains, and the rest is in ruin. You know, you just wonder what it looked like 2,000 years ago. And you can tell the seating is preserved. That looks original. The steps look like they've been, what's the word? Restored, whatever you want to call them. But the seating itself is weather worn and looks original. And then this is what it would feel like as a spectator. Walking along the back walls. I wonder what that little space is for. Yep, walking through the grand entrance. This is how you would have come in Roman times to see a performance. Okay, so looking at the official monuments list here, this is the Antique Theater. So the first we went to was the amphitheater and its arena. This is the Antique Theater, and we've got 4 more that we can visit with our ticket. And there is a little informational video over here about the location, but it sounds like it's in French, so we won't learn anything from that. And just a 2-minute walk down this road that we really hope no cars decide to come down is our next location. There are markings on the ground as well for the different locations. Okay, this is stop number 3 for us. And you can see that they have this map that everything is in a very short walking distance from each other. We are completely under the city right now. You can hear the water dripping. You can smell like the mustiness. These tunnels are just beautiful. It's like a little Roman junkyard down here. It's just pieces of columns that have broken off the ruins around the city, and they're just stored under here or kept here to keep them safe. And then you turn the corner and it keeps going. So this is pretty massive underground down here. It is eerily quiet down here. Like everybody's whispering that is down here. No one's raising their voices. And it's just, we've got a city above us. There's cars above us. We hear nothing. So if you're looking for the Cryptoporticus, hope I'm saying that right, it is inside the Hôtel de Ville. What is Hôtel de Ville? It is the town hall. So, of course, the town hall was built on top of the crypts. It was not the other way around. We learned something interesting, that in France, every city has a town hall called the Hôtel de Ville. Location number 4 is the Saint-Trophime Cloister. The front is under some renovations, but let's go inside. There's the Hôtel de Ville, where the crypt is, and then here is the church. So I believe the cloisters are over here. Churches are open for everyone. There's usually not a fee to go in and see a church. Some churches, yes, but most churches, no. So the cloisters are over here, which are part of our ticket. There's the tower of the cathedral, and then the cloisters were the living area of the church. This is inside the cloisters. Beautiful. It's so peaceful up here. Again, it's like being underground. It was quiet. People were whispering because you don't want to break the silence. We're up on the roof now, and there's just 3 people up here, me and 2 others, and we're just taking it all in. It's a beautiful day, and just seeing the architecture and understanding the age of this architecture. And then from up here, you can even see like how they collected the rainwater, because it would rain up here and everything was built at an angle. And there was these little like channels that ran the rainwater down so they could collect it for drinking. Very smart, absolutely beautiful. You hear more of birds than you do humans up here. Tonight for dinner, we start with a Mediterranean salad, followed by a pesto pasta with cheese sauce, and for our main course, a veal loin with pumpkin risotto, and for dessert, a cheesecake with fresh fruit. Absolutely fantastic day today. Got back on board, got changed for dinner. And also what's great about Riverside is it is a smart casual every night for dinner, so you don't have to get dressed up if you don't want to. But, you know, I figured why not? I just brought a few extra dresses, so did get changed for dinner. But tonight was the first night we've got to actually sail and be up on the top deck. So it was really cold, but that's okay. A bunch of us went up top. They had glühwein, which is a hot spiced red wine. It's very, very sweet, very good. So they had the glühwein up there and blankets, and you could just bundle up in a chair and watch as we're sailing down the Rhone. And then came in for dinner. Dinner tonight was interesting. So first off, let me say that pasta was amazing. Probably one of the best things I've eaten on this ship, and all the food's been really, really good. But there is a chef that makes the bread and the pasta fresh every single day. Yes, fresh pasta every day. Anyway, it was delicious. And then I had the veal, and it came with popcorn on the plate. I will be honest, I did not eat it, but the veal itself with the risotto that kind of tastes like a mac and cheese risotto was very delicious. So I'm so tired after a very busy day, almost 20,000 steps today, and tomorrow is a busy day as well. So this has been a wonderful cruise. It is almost over. I can't believe it's coming to an end, but see you tomorrow. Good night. Good morning from Riverside Ravel. Today is the last day of our 7-night Rhône River cruise. Today's a very busy day. We have a tour this morning in Carcassonne, which is where we're docked right now. That tour will actually bring us to Avignon, where we meet back up with the ship, have another tour this afternoon, then get back on at 6:30 and get off again for an off-site signature dinner event. We have begun tour number 1 of the day. So we docked our ship in Carcassonne and took a short bus ride to Saint-Remy-de-Provence. And there's a lot of history in this little town. So far we have seen that this was the entrance of one of the Roman cities. So there are Roman ruins here. You can see the big arch, which was the grand entrance into the city. There's also Van Gogh history here, because this is where Van Gogh lived when he wasn't doing so well, you know, the time where he cut his ear off because he was a little cuckoo. And so we can see his painting and then the inspiration of his painting, because many were painted right here in this area. The tour has just begun, so we will see what else we learn. So this is an interesting stop because it's not just Van Gogh history. This is an old working hospital, so you can walk through and see what it looked like a long time ago. It is tiny. That a famous artist lived so humbly. But I think that happens, you know, so many people do not become super famous until after they're gone. He even painted his bedroom. That's interesting. This is the old bathroom, but like actual like old metal tubs. So back in this time, you filled up the tub from the well, really hot water, and so you actually had to wear protective clothing, which is what's hanging up in the tub, because the tub was metal and it would burn you. Yeah, look how beautiful the grounds are. Exit through the gift shop. You can get cups, mugs, bookmarks, placemats, mouse pads, anything you can think of with Van Gogh's art, they have in here. It's beautiful there. And for me, a postcard of my favorite painting in the cloisters. I rang the bell. We are now in the town center of Saint-Remy-de-Provence, and this is a very cute little town. Our guide is like, okay, the rest of the time is yours. We have an hour and a half free time. There's shops, there's restaurants, there's bakeries, there's creperies. But he said the shopping is really, really good here. There is, you know, we're in the south of France, so there's a lot of designers, very nice boutiques. He said if you wanted to do some shopping, this is the place to do it. There is also a church, of course, and Nostradamus lived here in the 16th century. So that is some of its claim to fame. Also, the Prince of Monaco has ties to this area, but we're here for the snacks, the coffee, and maybe a little shopping. Just listen to those church bells. We're right outside the cathedral. I love it. Crepes and ice cream. Look how just cute this little town is. Basically, we are getting back on the ship and have 15 minutes until our next tour. So they'll probably have some snacks out for us, but we're thinking we're gonna get lunch in this little town. Ooh, look at the clothes. They said there are designer clothes here. Should we go shopping? See, I vote a patisserie for lunch. Look, see, there's actual food. It's not just just sweets. There are plenty of those, though. Answer me this. I'm in France. I would like to buy something French, and every label I look at says made in Italy. Maybe I'll find something French. I am just enjoying walking around these old towns. That's a cute little restaurant. No one's eating right now. I smell bread. Where's the bread coming from? We are shopping and we learned something. So TU means one size fits all. So this is a super cute little sweater. They have it in every color, but I'm curious like what a one size fits all is. I have to actually try it on before I wear it. Okay, one of my goals for being in France is to buy a piece of clothing that I can bring home and say, I bought that in France. Now, I did not see a tag on this that says made in Italy, and this brand, which is Musi Muse, says Paris. So I'm not sure where it's made, but I'm saying it's French, and it is mine. A beautiful bright pink sweater. Ooh, and only 19 euros. That is adorable. And lunch. We found an open boulangerie. They have sandwiches, they have quiche, they have croissants, they have sweets. What to eat for lunch? So lunch is from a boulangerie, and I have a crepe au jambon, which is a ham and cheese crepe. That's good. I don't know what kind of cheese it is, but it's very thin ham and lots of cheese. So that was my first experience with a savory crepe, and I loved it. That was absolutely delicious. Now, eating it cold would not have been the same, so I'm really glad there was a way to heat it up, but the cheese is really thick and melty. The ham is not like a very strong ham, and there's cheese on top, cheese inside. Absolutely delicious, and I can't even finish it. It was so big. And for dessert, look at all the gooey chocolates. Okay, so me and Sarah both got one of these in Paris. She ate hers first. I waited till the end of the day when it had been sitting in my bag and it was all squished and cold, and mine was not that good. Hers was good, but she said this is even better.
I mean, look at that.
I know, I've never seen that much chocolate in one of these before.
The other one had little like droplets of like, you know, like a chocolate chip or chocolate piece. This is full chocolate.
So good. Okay, I've eaten a lot of pastries in this week in France. That pain au chocolat was the best, and it was 120 euro. I mean, the pastries over here are so cheap. The same thing in the US would probably be, you know, $4 or $5. That is unbelievably good. I know me and Sarah, like, as we split one, we're like, should we go get another one? We're trying to be good. So we are in our 20-minute break where we're back on the ship for just a second. And we get back and they're like, would you like to join us for lunch? No, we had sandwiches in St. Remy, so we were good there. But they were preparing for us to leave because we walk in and the first thing we see in our cabin are the luggage protectors, whatever you call them, on the end of our bed saying, it's time to pack and leave. Tour number 2 for the day. We are in the French countryside and we've traveled about 30 minutes from Avignon and we are in Cloister du Garde. Let's see if I said that right. I hope I did. So if you've never been on one of these tours, see, I have an earpiece and a receiver that's stuck in my bag. So we have a tour guide who is talking to us through our earpiece and giving us information as we walk. So you don't have to stay like right next to him to hear. I'm pretty far back from the tour guide just so I can take it in and enjoy myself, but still hear what's happening. So we are looking into the sun, but over there in that area, you can see what is in this picture. Let me see if I can zoom in. So this is what you're seeing, and he says it's so significant that it's on the €5 note, which is used all around Europe. And let me see if I can zoom in and get my actual eyes on it. I can see it. Let me see if I can show you. I'm so bad about not staying with the tour guide. When it starts getting staticky, that means I'm too far away and I better catch up. So I'm booking it now to try and catch up. So right now we get to explore the town, and then we are going into the castle for a wine tasting. Coming in the off season is fabulous because of this. You're here in the middle of summer. This is the south of France. It's extremely popular. Think about like going to the Caribbean or the Bahamas in the middle of summer. That's how it is here. But coming in November in the off season, you get these experiences to where you can be walking through a town and you're the only one here. It's very cool. And it's cool, like literally cool. It's cooler outside. So I had my information a little confused. We are not going to a castle right in that town. We actually drove about 20 minutes away, and we are at Chateau du Bosc, and this has a winery, and we are surrounded by these olive trees. I mean, look, all around us are olives growing on these trees. Can I pick one? I'm not gonna eat it. Okay, it's got Leonardo da Vinci everywhere around here. I am sure we will find out why, but I do not know yet. But look how beautiful the chateau is. So the owner of the vineyard is giving us our tour. He's a 5th generation winemaker. On this property, they have olive trees, they have vines, and they have pomegranates. And these vines are 20 years old, the ones that we're seeing right now, and they grow 3 different varieties of grapes at this vineyard. So there's rocks all on the ground to keep weeds out of the vines. All in between are rocks. So he said this was an unusual year for the vines, that they did their harvest in August, which is much earlier than normal because the grapes just matured earlier. And that all comes down to rain, sun, a lot of factors go into when those grapes mature. I love this is a very informal wine tasting. Like the others we've done, you sit at a table, a sommelier is going to give you a lot of information. They told us the grapes that the wine is made from. They said they have a white, a rosé, and a red. This one smells sweet. Let's see if it is. It is not. It smells like it would be sweet. It's got a little bit of a sweet note, but this is a dry wine. Oh, and they told us that we can take our wine and go wander inside the chateau. Let's go. So here is the wine shop. There is a motorcycle exhibit happening in here. Okay. Interesting. What is that? Okay, so we asked, how did all of these motorcycles and bicycles come to be here at the chateau? And his father, so he's 5th generation winemaker at the chateau. His father collected them all. So that's a family collection that he's just displayed inside the chateau. Oh, cool. Around back, there's this underground room. And down here you can see the old wine barrels and the old, oh, look at that. That's an old wine press. Oh, this is cool. This is super cool. They didn't even tell us to come back here. Oh my gosh, look. Look at all the bottles. Look, see this. These are the old casks that the wine used to be in. And look at the very old bottles. This is super neat. Oh, I just accidentally found this because the bathroom's around the back of the building. They should tell us to come back here. So cool. Look at the tiny little barrels. It's like clogs. I don't know if that's what you use to stomp the grapes. And that's what you use to cut the grapes off the vine. Love this. The grounds are very picturesque. Inside, the bicycles and motorcycles were kind of weird, I'll be honest. But out here wandering the grounds, seeing the old machinery and the old winemaking tools under the house, this is gorgeous. is that sunset just like not stunning? We were driving back into Avignon and just looking out the window going, wow, that's incredible. Back on the ship after excursion number 2, we have time to change clothes, get all spiffied up because we have a signature event tonight off-site, and it's a fancy dinner and wine tasting. More wine, go figure, in the south of France, more wine. Yeah, I can't believe this is our last night on Riverside Ravel. This has been such an incredible trip. All right, we are all dressed for the signature event tonight. We don't know the details of what we're doing and where we are going. We just know it is a special dinner. It is off-site, and it takes about 30 to 40 minutes to get there, depending on traffic. So we are going to, we did have a little snack because it's already 7 o'clock. So that means it's going to be at least 8 o'clock before we had dinner. So we got a room service sandwich, and so we're not starving. And there was wine at the last place. So, you know, you got to balance this out with food. We did have a little bit of time to pack, so we are all packed and ready to go. So when we get back, we can go to bed and be ready for our 6 a.m. pickup. Now, let's go check out the signature event. Well, we are back from our incredible evening. It was about a 40-minute drive to the winery. Great dinner, great wine experience, and then the drive back, and it's right at 11:30. So I'm so glad we've got packed. We are done with this cruise. I can't believe the 7 days is over already. It has flown by. You stay so busy on the river cruises, like you don't even have time to think about what you're doing next, which is great. So leave a comment down below and let us know what your favorite port of this itinerary was, where you would like to come to if you were visiting. And if you missed some of the videos, check out the playlist because there were several videos from this Riverside Ravel series. And we will see you on the next adventure. Bye.
Hey guys. If you like this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as we post videos just like this one weekly of our travel adventures. Everything from cruising to RVing and all-inclusive resorts. And don't forget to check out our existing playlist. So come along with us on all our adventures. And thanks for watching.